Oh, we got a good video today. We're going to be testing the difference between a 9-piece and a 6-piece Merciless set and Teox. And a lot of you might be saying, well, obviously the 9-piece Merciless is going to be better than the 6-piece. And yes, I agree. But the big key here is that the 9-piece Merciless stats are quite a bit worse than the 6-piece Merciless stats. And I think that's might be a big, not problem, but a situation that other people might be finding themselves in as well. They have a really good 6-piece Merciless set and they can make a 9-piece Merciless set, but the stats just aren't quite as good. So we're going to test and see if a 1,000 less attack 9-piece is going to keep up or do better or worse than a 6-piece. Welcome in, my name is PJ. We're back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we are doing that exact thing. We're testing the difference. We tried to keep it as simple as possible, so I kept everyone out of Relentless. There's no Merciless outside of Teox, so we really wanted to see the impact of Teox in this team with the 9-piece and the 6-piece. We'll be going over the stats and all that in a little bit here in the video, but hope you guys enjoy this. It took me a little bit of time to do, and it would mean a lot of you guys should hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more of this kind of content. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Hey, stop right there. Click in the description right now for you to get a free legendary Karato Fox Hunter along with 4 free amazing epic champions as you level up. Here are the exact steps that you need to follow. Step 1. Log out of Player and Play on PC and uninstall. If you have never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work there too. Step 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3, launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to the inbox and claim your champion. Here we go. Karato Fox Hunter will be there waiting for you in the inbox. This is an amazing start to your account and you do not want to miss it. So make sure you click the link in the description, follow the steps, and don't forget, tell a friend. Okay, so we are halfway through the first test run. This is with Teox being in the 6-piece Merciless, and then we're going to try him again in the 9-piece Merciless. But I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of halfway through the rotation, what the damage is looking like. We did have a little bit of a hiccup, not really a big one, but during the Lion form, Necmo did resist on the decreased speed. He shouldn't have. It's void, it's neutral affinity, but 3% happens. So we did lose a little bit of damage, but generally it's going really, really well. Not many resists. The decreased defense, the weaken from Lydia's landing so far, pretty much everything else from Necmo's landing, so knock on wood, that's going to be the last 3% we get. I can't do anything about that, that is just how the game works. But we are at 127 million, 1.368 billion clash points. We are at 10 trials. I'm going to try to get the same amount of trials done on both. The trials don't really mean anything, I'm just trying to keep it consistent. So I didn't really worry about the Ram form because those are really tough. I have to reset those, so I kind of just got the first one. This is easy with Merciless, and I'm not going to worry about the rest. And the Lion form and the Viper form, for this team, the trials are pretty easy, so I just ended up getting them. I didn't want the scores to differ and the trials to differ. Even though the raw damage, the total damage wouldn't change, the clash points would change. I didn't want that to make you guys think differently. So we're going to keep it consistent with the trials, but this is halfway through. We're going to keep it going and see what we get at the very end. I'll be right back. Okay, so the run is done, and here's the final results. 302 million Chimera clash score. It doesn't really matter too much, but we got 3.82. But the thing that we really want to look at is Teox. So this is with the 6-piece Merciless. He got 122 million. Everyone else we can kind of look at. Maris got 162. Necmo got just under 4. Lydia got just under 13. But the real person we're looking at is Teox, and we're going to see with the change of the gear, we're going to add 9-piece Merciless. But the thing is, we're going to lose 1,000 attack. I'm going to see if it's going to be worth it. If the extra turns is worth it, or if the attack is needed. I'm not sure, but we're going to find out. So we can show you the stats real quick of the Teox, the initial stats, and then the changing stats. So Merciless, I wanted to make sure that people were not in Relentless or in Merciless outside of Teox. I wanted to make this a super consistent run. Try to be at least. So this is the stats at the moment. He's at 253 speed, 7.3 attack, 367 crit damage, and he's in 6-piece Merciless and a 1-piece Cruel. And these are the stats that we're going to be trying him out in the new build. So we got the Chimera 9-piece. Sadly, the banner is not the best. It's an accuracy banner. The only reason I have it on him is for the speed. An attack banner would be huge. But these are the stats with the 9-piece. So we lose about exactly 1,000 accuracy. The speed goes down a little bit and the crit damage stays the same. So we're going to run this and see how impactful the 9-piece Merciless is versus the 6-piece Merciless. We'll get back to you after we are done with that. Halfway through the second test run with Teox and the 9-piece Merciless. Comparing between the 6-piece and the 9-piece right now, that's actually really close. I'm kind of shocked on how close it is. Obviously, 9-piece Merciless is going to be better than 6-piece Merciless. But the thing with the way I have it set right now is the 9-piece Merciless, the stats are a lot less, or at least the attack is a lot less. The crit damage is pretty much the same, the speed is a little bit less, but the attack is 1,000 less. I said in the previous clip 1,000 accuracy, I meant 1,000 attack. You can see though on the stats that it's 1,000 attack. Yeah, I wanted to see how big of a difference it would make. Like maybe some of you guys have a 6-piece and could do a 9-piece, but you'd lose some stats, you'd lose a little bit of attack, a little bit of crit damage, and it might be worth it. Obviously we still have another half of the run to go, but as it's going right now, I mean, we can click here. We're at 127.496 for the 9-piece, and for the 6-piece, I believe we're at 127.420. Very, very close in the numbers. Both times we had 10 trials. The trials, again, doesn't really mean anything. It's more about the raw damage, and then at the end, it's going to be about how much damage Teox has and how much damage Marius has. Because the more A1s he does, the more Marius will join in to do hopefully more damage. So we're going to keep running this. We got another half to go to get the final results, but I'm pretty shocked at how close it is. With having 1,000 less attack, I wasn't really quite sure if it's going to be comparable, if it's going to be better, a lot worse, but halfway through it's very close, and then we'll see in the back end if it catches up or if it falls off, or I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we're going to finish this out. We'll be back in a little bit. So of course, as soon as I start the run, Necmo, just like last run, fails to land the decreased speed here. Different time. Before he missed it during the lion form, here missing it during the ultimate form. So I guess it evens out. Hopefully there'll be no more 3%, no more resist, but we can never have a perfect run, can we? Nope, not with Plarium on the watch. Can't have that happen. Can't have a happy player base, God forbid. You know, something is actually 100%, not with the 3% resist always happening. What a shame. Really annoying, especially with runs like this. That is one thing that I will say is quite annoying with these longer battles, like Chimera or Hydra, is at the very end you get resist or 3%. I know quite many people that during the Viper form, the Lydia or their lockout will get resisted and then wipe them, and pretty much just ruins the run, and you're pretty much at the 90% of the run is done, and it just feels really sour keeping that run because you know you can do better, but you don't want to redo it because you just spent 30 minutes doing the run. So I don't know how they could fix that or change it or make it better, but it is very, very frustrating, because especially when it's like this where it's he's spirit, Necmo's spirit, the boss's spirit, there should be no affinity issues. On the other form, the trial forms, it's void, so it should be neutral affinity. He should have no issues there. Got to do something about the 3%. It's really, really frustrating. I understand in PvP being able to win a battle and win a fight where you wouldn't normally be able to just because you got lucky and get the 3%. I get that, but when you're taking so many turns, when you're taking in Hydra 1,000 turns, if you're going to max, if you're in this, if you're going to max 65 turns for the Chimera, or if you're going to player turn count, like there is an actual player turn count here that most people won't see for a long time because you just aren't fast enough not taking many turns. But if you have a Senna or like a really, really end game, there's actually like player turn count as well, kind of like in Hydra. Just most people aren't taking enough turns to actually see it, so we're just going to the 65 turns and ending. But yeah, the 3% is very frustrating. But yeah, so that is going to be one thing. It's going to hurt the damage a little bit here, not having the decreased speed, but we didn't land it on the other form or the other run, so it does even out a little bit. But just want to do that quick update because literally right as I started, he resisted the decreased speed. I was like, oh, here we go again. But yeah, quick update, small rant, and now back to the run. You can't make this up. You actually can't make this up. He resisted it again. He just resisted the decreased speed again. So this is really gonna hurt the overall. This entire form is not gonna have decreased speed. That really sucks. I'm gonna finish out the run and see the overall, but you honestly can't make this up. I'll show you guys the gear after. He even has increased accuracy, so there's really zero excuse for him to miss. It's not like he doesn't have accuracy even without the increased act, but you honestly can't make this up. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Back-to-back resist on the decreased speed. Oh my god, that's so frustrating. And people might think it's not that big of a deal, but decreased speed in this mode is really, really important. The boss is going really fast, and you need to make sure you're taking as many turns to his 65 turns as possible. So no decreased speed is actually a huge loss in damage. Yeah, I'm not really happy right now. That really is frustrating. I feel like this run is just lost a lot of validity. I know it happened once on the other run, but it was just that one time. Everything else went really smooth. Back-to-back resist with Necmo here just really, really hurts. I'm gonna still finish the run and we'll see what happens. If it's close, then we'll factor this in. You're killing me, player. I'm trying to test this and trying to make it as even as possible and as even playing field. This just really ruins the test. Like I'm not happy, but we're gonna finish it and we'll see what the final score is. But come on, back-to-back resist is actually unbelievable. Necmo heard me talking smack and he said, you know what? what? You want the decreased speed? We'll give you the decreased speed, but now you're not getting the leech. Can't make this up. We're in the ramp form right now. It doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to get through this as quickly as possible and get back to the other forms. But unbelievable. He resists the decreased speed twice in a row, finally lands it, and then now we're resisting the leech. I just have no words. No words. You're gonna think he has no gear. Maybe I forgot to gear him and he has 0 gear. He's geared, ready to go. This is just the beauty of the game. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. He must have heard me talking the smack, and he's like, okay, I'll give you the decreased speed, but no leash for you now, buddy. I thought that was funny and wanted to share, but can't make this. Can't make it up. The final results are in, and this is what we got. Have to keep in mind that the decreased speed wasn't on the ultimate form for like an entire turn or entire rotation, so that definitely hurt things. But overall, I think it was pretty close. So on the 6 piece with the better stats, we had 302 million. So we're about 20 million less, give or take, the blunder over with the decreased speed. So we probably would have gotten, I don't know, closer to 290. So pretty close, honestly. But the thing that really surprised me was that Marius did less damage, like overall. I would have thought with the amount of extra turns that TX was taking and more A1s that Marius would do more damage, but he did a little bit less. He did 155 here, and then he did 162 on the other run. TX also did less damage on the other run. He did 122 versus 107 million here. So it does make sense. It was a big, like, compare. It was 1,000 attack less, but I think it's a good thing for you guys to see. Like, let's say maybe you have 500 attack less, or maybe 20 crit damage less, then I think it would probably be worth it. If I was able to get an attack banner versus the accuracy banner that I have on him right now, that would be, I think it would be probably better than the 6-piece Merciless. I think I'm going to keep him in the 6-piece Merciless for now until I get the attack banner. But with that being said, I'm actually kind of impressed. 1,000 attack less, pretty close on numbers. The run wasn't perfect. Neither runs were perfect. It's hard to get a perfect run in this game. Like I mentioned earlier with the 3%, unless it's unresistible, you're going to run into that issue most likely. But generally, I'm pretty impressed. We can go over the gear here real quick and show you guys what everyone's in. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very shocked with the Marius doing less damage. I would have thought with him taking more, or with Tiox taking more turns, like the extra turns with the 9-piece, he'd be A1ing more, having Marius join in, and it would be better. But I don't know, maybe I have to do some more testing. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe the reason why that was, maybe it was just the decreased speed not landing and he would have had more damage. But I don't know, kind of shocking, kind of surprising. Everyone else was pretty close into the damage that they did on the other run. We were really looking at Tiox and Marius, and the combination between the two. So we're not going to keep this key. We're gonna edit it. Pretty impressive. If you guys are thinking about switching from the 6-piece to the 9-piece, it's not necessarily a bad thing if you're not losing too much stats. 1,000 attack might be too much, but 500 attack or 10-20 crit damage, then might be worth messing around with. Here are the stats, so you guys know that I'm not going crazy and that there is accuracy on these champions. I kind of mentioned this earlier in the video, but I want to go over it again. This team, or the builds for this team, isn't for maximum damage per se. It's more for the testing purposes to see how much better or worse the 9-piece versus 6-piece on Tiox is. So generally I would have Necmo and Relentless, but I didn't want him taking extra turns on one run versus the other run and impacting it in like a negative or a positive way. So in order to try to keep it a constant, super consistent, I took him out of Relentless and put him in Affinity Breaker. So that's what I mean by this run wasn't for optimal damage. Same thing with my Galathier, same thing with my Marius. They're not in the normal Chimera gear. They're in gear that won't take extra turns and will be kind of flat, so that we can really see how the impact of Tiox is. So this is the Necmo. Then we can go to the Lydia. Where's the Lydia? Lydia's 4-star. She's right here. So she's a 9-piece feral. These are the stats. Did I actually show the Necmo stats? I'm not sure if I did. Let me go back real quick and show the Necmo stats. But these are the Lydia stats. Might have just been talking about Necmo. Didn't see actually the actual stats. So these are the actual stats. 320 speed, 500 accuracy. So we were doing this on Nightmare. Both tests were on Nightmare. It was just easier to do it than Ultra Nightmare. Less RNG, more consistent. So that's Necmo. We saw Lydia. We can see the Tiox. This is the Tiox with the 9-piece, 6,400 attack, 236 speed, 370, and then we can compare that to the 6-piece build, which is this build right here, and it's almost 1,000 attack more or less, depending on which one you want to go with. A little bit less on the speed, and then the crit damage is almost the same. So in theory, if it was 500 attack less, if the banner was an attack versus accuracy banner, I think it would be a big enough difference to where I would consider putting him in 9-piece versus the 6-piece. But for now, I think I'm gonna go with the 6-piece just because it seems like it's a little bit better for damage. This is the Marius. This is my arena Marius. I usually run him in Merciless for Chimera, 9-piece Merciless, but I didn't again want him taking extra turns or anything like that, so we just left him in his normal arena gear. Good gear, don't get me wrong, very good gear, but not optimal for Chimera. In my opinion, Merciless, 9-piece Merciless with good stats is optimal. And then Galathier is just in really fast gear. I don't want to show his gear because it's my speed gear, and just in case for Siege or Live Arena or something, I don't know, in case anyone matches up with me, want to try to keep the speed secret. Marius, I guess you can see Marius is not as big a deal, but you know, try to keep the speeds on hush hush. But let me know what you guys think. I am pretty shocked, I guess, about how close they were with how big of a difference the stats were. 1,000 less attack or 1,000 more attack, and roughly around 280 to 300, around 20 million difference is pretty good. Again, also having the decreased speed not land on the form for pretty much the entire turn, which definitely hurt the damage. For Marius, for TX, for the overall team is not ideal. But leave a like, leave a comment, please hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos of this. This took a decent amount of time to do, running all the teams, testing everything, so I really hope you guys appreciate it and can show some love and support. With that being said, hope you have a good rest of your day/night. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.